Well, today we will talk about the level of language usage. Well, as you know that various person and in this distinct person, human being will have tend to express similar ideas in distinct ways. So this is called the fluent or the various level up to down of language usage. It is depend on the situation that they are in. But actually, we can divide the way to use language in two levels, the formal and informal. Both the ways is divided in a parallel way, and in the same is due to general language and also English too. It is not we could take a comparison about the correction. It is not about whether incorrect or correct structure in using language. We're talking about a level. It is two it is two types of incorrect and correct, and we should clarify that both the incorrection and correction is suitable in each level and is apt for each particular situation. For example, when you trying to get fun, you can use the incorrect phrase, vocabularies, or words to make the friendly or fun. But when you talk to professionals or to make a classroom lecture, you should use the correction in any vocabularies and grammatical range and accuracy. So let's come and discuss about the formal. It is content that the formal way to express language can be found in textbook, various reference like encyclopedia or the business leaders. The methods using the formal language is very diverse. You can use in the essay or the paper or any dissertation that you take the investigations, inquiries that you make the theory or argument about it. Or you make when you make a lecturer classroom or you make a presentation which in front of a large number of people in a ceremony like graduation, you should be use formal language. In some conversations, you should be use the formal language like about your acquaintance or the doctors that you have never faced with before, or the professionals in your college, or you should use formal with some strangers that you don't know. In contrast, informals is used in some speech situations, like in the close-knit relationship, like families, friends, or colleagues that you very relate to them, or you get on very well. Well, or you can use the informal way to write on personal notes or text messages on emails, letters, messengers, or Facebook. Well, actually, formal and informal are apt for a particular situation or circumstance that you are it on. And there are some difference that you can clarify to use the formal or informal in very suitable way in communications effectively. The first one is the being polite, where while the formal is used to express the polite, the informal is less polite and by other words, it's impolite and used to converse with families and friends. Formal, causing by prompt by the polite way, used to use more words and phrase to express my request more polite or formal. For example, when we talk about the action we request to closing the door, if we talk to a stranger, we should use the structure. Would you like or could you please? and combining excuse me. For example, would you like to close the door for me? Excuse me, would you like to close the door? But when you are in the class or in the college or in the classroom with teammates, you would use informal ways like close the door, please. The please is also used to express the polite, but not too formal. The other difference between the formal and informal expressions in language is the vocabularies. We can clarify with this example. Well, when you want to express or want to tell an idea about you are very fancy with soccer, you could rarely use the form of I really enjoy soccer or I like soccer very much when you talk to the boss, your leader, your business, or a new colleagues. Or but in contrast, when you talk to a friend or the classmate or teammates, you can use some idioms about this idea. I'm crazy about soccer. I can play it in all the days. Or with police, if in the formal, you can use the word police, but with friends, you actually use cast. Well, in conclusion, it is not a clear distinction about the formal and informal way, and there's no certain uh, theory about how to use formal and informal in a particular situations. It is based on the experience and that native users, and also the speakers use in various ways, very flexibility. Well, but the fact that the way that we communicate and converse to each other are less formal than before. But this it is more useful when we aware of two levels in the expression way, formal and informal. So the best way to learn English and how to use and learn and acquire how to use whether formal and informal when conversed to each other, it is the best way if you can observe different ways of native speakers when they speak or write in distinct situations or circumstances. For example, you can pay attention when a foreigner colleagues or a native professional speak on YouTube or when you talk in an attractive place that you go to. Or you can learn from the conversations with doctors or officers that you work with. It is very formal when you talk to this one. And you also use the idioms or informal phrase. You could learn that when you get on well with the classmates or teammates, or actually you can join in a fully encompassing situations or circumstance or environment with family and friends using all the language. The best way is fully encompassing in each a potential or particular language to use them and raise the reflection. Well, that we can learn over with an observation and interaction with native or new native speaker.